All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
And before we get started, we'd like to give all praise and infinite glory unto
Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule and teach well. And peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world, that's pushing out the truth with all diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. Shalom. We're the brothers from out of GMS Atlanta. Just here with another lesson, basically being subject to payments. You know, because, you know, brothers, you know, was chatting it up before we cut the stream on or whatever. And we basically, you know, was speaking about how Esau, the so-called white man, you know, basically forces you, you know, to give your life, you know, or your time to him, man. You know, by way of bills, you know, jobs, you know, because on the minimum, brothers work at least 40 hours a week on the minimum. You know, so that's a huge amount of time, you know, just already given to Esau. You know, on top of you know us having to do our lessons, read and study, you know, deal with the brothers. You know, it basically adds on to, you know, the oppression, you know, that they're already forcing onto us, man. You know, by way of physically and mentally, man. You know, because what Esau, you know, he plays on your mind, you know, and he makes and he forces you to you know, hard labor, man.
Yeah, and if I could say, and what that does is makes you overpaid. As the saying goes, you're overworked and you're undersexed. You know, and you're really under everything. You know, you don't have the amount of enjoyment that you naturally should have. Or would have, like even on the screen, you know, on the side of us, it's a screen that's showing the beauty of the world from an aerial point of view, all kind of mountain regions and plant regions, wildlife. But do we ever get to see these things? Hell no. We always see in the construction boards, you know, or the construction facilities, belts. Yeah, the industrial belts. You know, whether you're in landscape, you know, you just cutting somebody's yard, but that goes back to the curses. You shall build a house. Yeah. And, you know, you shall plant a seed, and you shall not live therein. You know, so always working and always basically, you know, hitting the gavel, you know, hitting the hammer against the nail. That's not how we were suited to live, man. You know, and that's what motivated us to really do this lesson. Because even, which I want to speak on just through the spirit, I was even listening to something where they were speaking about just how we work today in 2020 is nothing compared to even the peasants the peasants don't even compare to how much we work in today's time now. You know, the peasants in medieval times and the lower class, they would work by task. They would have a task where they would do a particular job, and after that job, they would be compensated, and it would be mainly during the time of the harvest. You know, when like fall and things of that nature set in. After that, they basically got a free skate. You know, if they would get married, they would have 2 or 3 weeks off. You know, if it was any type of events or things like that, some of them would work months at a time. Then they would get weeks off. You know, so that and the value of a person was known by their leisure, which we could get that in a little bit in Sirach, where it speaks about how wisdom comes about opportunity and leisure. You want more time on your hands so that you can actually develop more. And the more that you work, it really constricts and squeezes the drive and the spirit out of you. That's why it's really balanced to work. Some brothers that are, you know, hitting the clock 70 hours a week, 65 hours every week, that could be too much, man. You know, you don't want to be goddamn driving, you know, burning the candle from both ends. You want to balance it. You know, we know we in poverty, and really working too hard doesn't get us out of the struggle. You know, it's really working smart, not hard, and ultimately all those type of jobs, Esau already has the full, you know, those white collar jobs. Esau already has those fully occupied. So it ain't even about work. It's really about getting the hell up out of his kingdom and just holding down where we're at. Scriptures speak about being content, food and raiment, be content, and just doing, you know, your daily services and pray, you know, that the Lord deliver us soon, man.
Yeah, we ain't striving. You know, just add to your point real quick before we get this. I got that scripture in 38, and Sirach 38. But we're not striving, you know, to get a Ferrari, you know, or a 10 bedroom mansion here in Babylon, man. we'll find, with the necessities as the brother was speaking, But this is Sirach 38 and 24. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. And he that have little business shall become wise. Because the more time that you have, for yourself, the more that you can grow in the spirit, man. The more that you can get closer to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because, even with that, with brothers, during this quarantine, that we've been in, I know myself personally was off at least 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. You get more done in the spirit.
You get a lot done.
You don't have to, worry about getting up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. You can get up, as the sun rises. You make your breakfast, you eat. You can do your lesson. You can read. If you have free time and another brother free, you can link up. Instead, like a day like today where, brothers had to work, you got to get off at 4 or 5 o'clock. The sun going down, your time is basically being compressed because of your job.
Yeah. And if we had more leisure time, then we could serve more. We could serve the Heavenly Father more, which is enjoyment for our lives. We wouldn't be inconvenienced. Because nowadays, you have to literally bust your ass to just pay for a box. Whether it's a box that you actually live in or a box that you just use to mobily move to get to your job. These different cars that you do, these high-end payments, because really these cars are marked up, and this society has been geared around keeping you at the bottom.
Exactly.
Your car payments are high as hell. Your household payments are high as hell, which you never own. Bills on a whole, and they always continue every month. Bills come. There's never a free grace. Well, since the shutdown, they gave you a little bit of grace.
Right. False grace.
False grace. But at the end of the day, it's to throw your ass back into to stimulate the economy, to get you back right so that you can go back to work, man. We wasn't designed to be fucking working all these different hours. 50, 60 hours a week. And what does that do? That destroys...
It breaks your body down.
It breaks your body down. If you want a graveyard shift, which myself, I work a grave shift, that throws off your whole rhythm.
Your whole schedule is thrown off.
Your whole schedule thrown off. You wake up at fucking in the afternoon time. After you wake up, you pretty much not as motivated because you're like, damn, the whole day done passed.
Exactly.
How much can I do? It's only a couple hours till work. So I just got to stick in the house. That be the mentality of a lot of people. And it really compresses you. It destroys the creative, the creative faculties that you desire or strive to have, because there's an oppressor that's on top of you that's constantly tell you to clock in. Clock in, work this time, work that time. Take a minimal, 5-minute break, 10-minute break, 15-minute break, and get your ass back on that line.
Work 5-6 days, get 1 day off. It don't balance out, man.
Don't balance.
I got a description for you.
Come.
What's this? Some more?
It was some more. It was some more. Yeah. It's verse 25. It says, "How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gold?
In the gold. Keep going.
That driveth oxen and is occupied in their labor."
So the question is, how can a man get wisdom that's always goddamn working, man? Working isn't looked up upon, even in the scripture's point of view. Now, don't get it confused. The scripture says, "Hate not laborious work," and Paul even said, if any man don't work, he don't eat. Right. So it's essential to work, but just being driven. The scripture speak about watching for riches, taketh away sleep. So just trying to be that workhorse, working for the man. You coming in an hour and a half early, you leaving late as shit, you're doing 60, 65 hours, asking for overtime. You got demons on you, man.
Work demon.
That's a work demon, man. And you got to purge that. And it really comes from idle time, because when you get home, you ain't got much to do.
Yeah.
And you just bullshitting, and all you can think about is like I said, striking the hammer, man. Keep going.
It says,
and the brothers, of course, want to.
I got a scripture for you.
Oh, I was just saying, bring out a point that they're going to that.
Some more on here. And it says, "And whose talk is of bullocks?"
Yeah, whose talk is of bullets? Conversation is always work. When you at work, Jake ain't talking about trying to elevate and get to the next level, trading inspiration, or masterminding on how to, so-called get out of the situation, they talking about working harder.
Yeah, they getting on you because you ain't working as hard as they are.
It's always something you not doing. It's never what you are doing. You know, you so-called putting your best foot forward. That's why this isn't our rest, man.
Right.
The opposite of rest is always working. The most you do, they still feel like it's not enough. Oh, he's doing great, but guess what? He could do a lot more. It's like, damn, it's really they really want you to sacrifice your life to these different jobs, man.
They do, because the more that you accomplish at the job, the more that they want you to do. You know, all right, now I know how to drive the forklift, or I know how to drive the tractor, or I know how to do certain things on the computer screen. Now they gonna come to you for everything because they know that you know how to do it. You know, so it says verse 26,
and you want to, and just to add to what you're saying, and that's why in the balance of things, you just want to you want to be moderate, man. You don't want to be you don't want to be a Superman of the job, because guess what? You're gonna have all those employees as well as your managers fully dependent on you. And if you have that, if Scripture speak about whatever you do to your might, if you just one of those jakes that just are all around balanced, brother, that's cool. But at the end of the day, that's not what we strive for, man. We don't strive to be the fucking man on the job, man.
Right.
You know, just be a regular Joe. Where we get our spirit and where we get our comfort and really, you know, if we want praises, we know all those things come in the kingdom. You don't want no praises from somebody on your job because you fucking working hard.
Right.
You know, you breaking your back. You know, you doing all of your job plus damn near 10% of everybody else's, which is lightening the load on them, so they happy because you doing everybody else's work. So they'll give you particular praises, but when you go home, you basically driven into a slump, man. You ain't got the motivation, you ain't got the drive to do anything else but work. But you want to keep that and maintain that. And if you go lower than the bar of that scale, then people are going to start to look at him like, oh, he's slacking. He ain't the same as you used to be. You used to could do our job and yours. Man, fuck that. That ain't the type of, excuse my French, but man, forget that. That ain't the type of spirit that we should be in. Our mindset and our whole creative makeup that the Most High created us to be is to serve and to build off of His spirit. You know, not to build off of the so-called white man's industrial or manufacturing facilities, man. You got it.
That was pretty much the point on that scripture. But I was looking when you read down to the next chapter.
Yeah, go up a couple little verses, like 2 or 3 verses towards the end.
All right,
it talks about how kings ain't even gonna regard a man like that.
Okay.
Like 2 verses before the end. Going into that next chapter, because that whole chapter is good.
I got a piece of why you find that.
All right.
This is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. So just as what the brothers were speaking about, you know, the scripture. When we brothers read this scripture, you know, we see that it speaks about, you know, not giving you, neither poverty nor riches, because you being just content, you know, except the way you are now. You know, poverty so you can, eat what you work for, but not too rich so you won't be distracted. Because we ultimately gonna focus on the scriptures, man, the spirit of things, and we are still in captivity, man. Captivity have you worrying about money too much. You overwork. Don't let your job overwork you. Work your job, man. You know, it be a work demon. It can distract you from the spirit of things, man. You know, that's what we're really focusing on, the spirit. Okay.
When you read about the men of the Lord and the prophets and the kings, even when they was in their captivities, they wasn't all into their jobs. You didn't hear Yahweh speaking about his occupation. You know, him actually, growing up to be a master carpenter, and we knew his occupation, of course, but that wasn't in the chapter where the Lord speaks about his, his work that he had to do, or men were bragging about the level of labor that they had to output,
When I believe it was Peter and John, when Yahweh called them to do the work, they dropped their net. They said they dropped their net straight away. Man, they basically said they forsook their jobs, man. You know,
and your jobs are secondary, man. Really, they don't even matter at the end of the day. That's what we boiling it down to. Is really, man, your job doesn't matter. Whether you work in the job or you get fired from your job, because you got certain jakes damn near want to kill themselves when they lose a goddamn position, man.
Like, go get another job.
Just get another job, man. keep it moving until the Lord takes this place out. That's why the scripture says that we are pilgrims on the earth.
Exactly.
We just here temporarily. We working these jobs for a level of time. You got Jakes that's looking for what? Retirement.
Right.
Pension and all these different things to get. They got all their money invested in their 401k. They get damn near have their check taken out.
Right.
For retirement. And they might not even retire out of this joint.
If I can add to your point, we say that too because these jobs can destroy your spirit. Jake ultimately doesn't understand that they're in slavery. To this very day, even though the brother mentioned that it's more mental than physical now. Even though it's still physical as hell.
Yeah.
But Jay doesn't understand you're still in slavery. And this is not. That's why we say this is not your risk because the kingdom of heaven is to come. Okay, the bad is going to come before the good. The kingdom of heaven will be established on earth very soon. It's going to be ruled by the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites of the Bible. So
that's right. You got some more on that?
That was really the point, right?
All right, I'm gonna finish reading the scriptures for Sirach. So Sirach 38 and 31. It says, "All these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work."
Yeah, and what does the scripture speak about? How even wisdom is better than weapons of war, which the weapons are carnal. So even trusting in carnal things such as your hands or your physical output, that doesn't matter, man. Wisdom overturns that, man. You'll see a brickhead Jake on the job, been working at the job 25 years, ain't got shit to show for it, ain't got a car.
He just a hard-working nigga at the end of the day.
That's all it is.
Scripture say, riches profit, not in the day, nothing in the day of wrath, man. At the end of the day, you gonna be labeled as a hard-working nigga, man.
That's all you is. No more, no less. And who the hell wants that title? Yeah, he was just a hard worker at the job. And a lot of those Jakes, they lack motivation. They've been beat down for so long that they just fall in their little pocket and they have no inspiration. That's why even when you try to drop wisdom onto them, it just leaks out like a leaky pot, man.
Yeah.
All their mind is fully set in work. That's all they know how to do is lift, pull, push, pick up.
Yeah.
Take orders. Put this on from this side of the warehouse to that side of the warehouse. Operate. Hey, that ain't nothing to be bragging about, man. That ain't nothing that you take pride in your life. It's a hustle, and it's a hustle that's supposed to navigate and get you to a certain position. We work because we know at the end of the day we get paid at the end of the week. We don't gloat in the work that we do. Hey, brother, let me tell you how much I pulled last week, man. What the hell with that, man?
Right.
We don't even brag about you shouldn't even brag about the little checks that you make at the end of the day either. Because we get fucked over on each and every avenue, man.
Yeah. If you try to get a little bit more, on your checks, you end up owing. Like, how the hell did that happen? You taxing me still, and I still end up on you. Like, how the hell does that even work?
Like, I should have just been fucking working for free, man.
Right.
Yeah, because you do too much overtime, you might as well not have did the overtime. Yeah, how much taxes they take out, But that's the devil. That's the devil we serve right now, man. We're still under oppression. We're still in slavery.
John, this verse 32. It says, "Without these, cannot a city be inhabited?"
So it's essential for workers. Without these, cannot a city be inhabited. It's balanced. You do got workers that drive the economy, which really workers are servants or slaves. That's why you're an employee, which we're employed under employer, But that's not what we were fitted to be. The scriptures speak about how we're a nation full of kings and priests. We're supposed to administer directly to the Most High, not to Edomite or a Chinese man, or any of these different nations. Whether you're a server, actually passing out hors d'oeuvres and different appetizers to people on in different restaurants, whatever occupation that you may do, serving, our job is to directly serve the Most High, not man, not these different heathens and things of that nature. Because really the jobs we be working, we be going off, they be off as hell anyways, man. If you're a server on a job, you serving shrimp, crab, lobster, all kind of abominable foods, asking them how was the taste, and then they ask you how to, certain things on the menu, and you got to give them a certain presentation. A lot of these jobs are just,
facades.
They're just facades, and they really just wicked as hell, man. But we have to play the cards that we dealt because we're in captivity.
Yeah. It says, verse 33. It says, "They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit and high in the congregation."
Yeah. So when it comes to major negotiations, major trade deals, or things where you need, where the masses of the people need an advisor of wisdom, they're not going to look at you as the face of the people, which really that's the true movers and shakers, the ones that
you basically just doing the brute work.
Yeah, you just being a brute beast.
Yeah,
an ox or a cow. You just helping push the weight. But when it comes to really the mindset or the mastermind of the person that can actually save the world, you're not even in the list of the conversation. You're the last person that individuals is thinking about. So when it comes to the levels of the food chain, everybody wants to be at the top. Everybody wants to say they're an alpha male or they're a top dog. But when you really even look at it in terms of the layout of the economy, Esau really put us at the bottom. But the thing is, you should really have the mindset of going up, man. You shouldn't be comfortable being at the bottom, because that was really a tactic. That was a militarized strategy that the so-called white man did, and you can read that even in the time of Kings with the Babylonians. The Babylonians took the righteous and the nobles. They took the noblemen out of Babylon, and they left the peasants and the ones that didn't have a level of knowledge, and they left them in Babylon to just be workers, because they didn't have the wisdom to run the economy. They didn't have they didn't have the wisdom to raise back up the kingdom of Judah or the kingdom of Israel, whatever kingdom. They knew that they didn't have the level of skill to rebuild the economy. So they were like, we ain't got to worry about these niggas. Let's just take the nobles, the ones that know, the ones that actually have, spiritual drivenness and spiritual inclination to the Most High. You keep going.
It says, "They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken."
But with the wise parables and the dark sayings, you can't talk to Jake. Because what? Like I just said before, Jake's head is always geared towards their job. And they're subject to payments. If they're not thinking about work, they're thinking about bills. That bill work spirit. And it's like that's the masters of Jake any damn way. You talk to Jake, he be like, man, I can't even talk. I can't even have a real conversation with you outside of work and outside of bills, because that's as deep as your mind goes. They've been conquered. They've been destroyed in this society. And that's why the scripture says when it comes down to truly that which is valuable to conversate or have camaraderie and discourse about, Jacob's head is not there. It's really up the so-called white man's ass. And the white man has deliberately brainwashed the majority of Jakes to just be a full-scale workhorse, man. And not only the man, the woman too. These different women that aspire to, they go to these different college universities, which they breed, extreme workers any damn way. Whether you're middle class, high class, or low class worker, you're still a goddamn workhorse. You talk to them and you try to get their heads out of the facade, like the brother was saying, and they can't shake. They don't see anything outside of it.
They expect to go to school 8 more years.
Hell yeah.
And you be 40 years old and just now getting in the profession that you wanted to be in. And you a rookie.
$80,000, $100,000 in debt. I be listening to this guy. I used to listen to him a lot. I don't listen to him as much. What the hell is his name? His name slips me right now, but he's on YouTube. And he does a lot of videos of individuals that's like $100,000 in debt, $250,000 in debt, $330,000 in debt. And I think it's something Ramsey. It ain't Gordon Ramsay because he's the chef, but it's another guy.
Dave Ramsey.
The Dave Ramsey show. Yeah, Dave Ramsey. And you listen to all these different individuals that just basically sucked into the American dream. And they keep going farther and farther in debt because they want to master that skill, or they want that trade. And then they'll, sometimes they'll go for the trade, and then they're overqualified. You know, they don't get the job that they desire because America doesn't have work. Scripture speak about the work in Egypt being at an all-time low, which we're seeing now. And then they'll overqualify if they try to go get regular jobs. So they just stuck with a big-ass debt in their back pocket, man.
Yeah.
So what's truly the American dream? It's a goddamn nightmare, man.
Yeah. It's a nightmare. It's a hoax, man.
It's a big hoax.
Last verse, it says, verse 34, but they will maintain the state of their world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft.
Which is carnal. You know, just objects. And that's why Jake really got in the spirit of really worshiping objects, because that's what their full mind is sourced around. You know, you go to these different art galleries and you see these different exhibits of just exotic, basically plastic or exotic materials, and Jacob, you know, behold it like it's the Most High himself.
Yeah.
Because they're carnal by nature. Their lives revolve around just creating and plastering and building. So when they see a something that's of an exquisite architecture or something that, you know, seems very detailed, their head basically just, you know, gets out of they basically just lose their minds, man. Which really, that stuff don't faze us, man. We see certain things that do look beautiful. Oh, it's a nice thing. But really the things that most intrigue us is things of the Most High. Most High's nature, his animals, his creation. Yeah. You know?
The spirit that we get through reading the scriptures. That's what it's like. If I could read this first verse in Sirach 39, which is basically the spirit that you shall want to be in. It's Sirach 39:1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. See, that's the spirit that we like to be in, man, being occupied in prophecy. You know, knowing what's going on, because, you know, the more that we know, you know, and the more that we understand what's going on, and, you know, to understand the prophecies that's coming to pass, the closer we come, you know, we get to the kingdom of heaven, which we don't have to do these hard labor, you know, 60 hours a week, 100 hours a week, you know, for pennies, man. You know, as it tells us in Haggai, the first chapter, you know, basically putting that money, you know, in the bag with holes, man. You know, so y'all brothers had that in Baruch. Yeah, that in Baruch too.
Yeah, one's coming.
Yeah, can I have one? This is 1 John 2:17. It says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. And that's why mainly, you know, bros shouldn't really, you know, give an F about this place, okay? Putting your all into these carnal jobs, things of that nature, because what? It's gonna pass away anyway. All right?
And you ain't getting paid shit anyways. If you're you know, the true CEO or the president of the company really gave a F about you, they would actually pay you more. They paying you $13, $12 an hour. You know, you busting your ass, putting all these hours in, and you only got a couple $100 check.
Right.
That's being taxed federal. You know, you have state tax. You know, you have all these different taxes that's in your check. You know, and you can't truly enjoy yourself. Here it is, you don't put 50, 60 hours into the job, and you only getting a couple little $100, man. What can you really buy with that?
Pennies.
It's really literally pennies.
And Esau just showed us with this whole stimulus package that they can actually pay, you know, they can actually pay you worth the amount of money that you basically deserve for the labor that you're doing. Because they just threw everybody in America $1,200.
Yeah, it was a $2.2 trillion package, man.
You know, out of the blue. You know, but then you get your regular paycheck, and it's less than that.
Oh, well, dramatically, yeah. Well, it's shit.
You know, you do 2 weeks of work, and it still be less than $1,200. You know, it don't even add up. You know, so Esau basically showed Jake with that stimulus check that you ain't worth shit, nigga. Basically.
Yeah, and that shows you who really has the money in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Esau has 2.2 trillion, and they have all kind of bills. They're still passing out hundreds of billions of dollars all over the place. You know, to re-stimulate the economy, and it's not. Well, it is phasing them, but it's not toppling them all the way. They still got money in their back pocket. They ain't giving their last pennies out. You know, and that's the same thing with your personal employer. If you getting paid $30,000-$40,000 a year annually, you probably done made them fucking $250,000, man. Easily.
And you know you in slavery too, because they with those jobs they arrange. You know they can afford to pay you 60, but they like, okay, what you looking for? You say 40, they gonna give you 40. You know, it's like this is finesses, man.
Oh, and some of them you ain't even got no discussion on how much. You,
Oh yeah, right. You don't got no
this is
discussion.
it.
Look, nigga,
This is our final offer.
That's it.
this is what we pay by the hour. 11, 25.
Because it's gonna be a simple-minded Jake.
Yeah.
That's gonna take way lower, you know, than what you asking for.
Right.
It's like shit. I just trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you got Issachar.
Yeah, it's a car.
You know, come to America. They working for pennies. You know, because really their economy is shot out. You know, so Esau got us by the you know what, man.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to push and be driven to get the fuck out of the society at the end of the day, man. You know, not to be suited, not to try to get a retirement. Because you look at your father and your father's father, and your father's mother, your grandmothers and your mothers and things of that nature, your aunts. You like, man, they finished here, man. So what the hell am I gonna be in this picture?
We look at our great grandparents and our father's grandparents. We be like, damn, how the hell do we even have a roof over our head right now?
I know it.
Like man, just speaking on me personally as a child, shit, we ain't have nothing. Me personally, I ain't have my own room till I was damn near in high school. You know, so it's just like.
Yeah.
And Jake is basically like the one Jake we had at camp, basically saying that America is basically the dreamland or the kingdom.
Yeah,
it's like how the hell is this the kingdom?
It's the dreamland for Esau and the other nations that's living high off the hog. You got certain YouTube videos where they'll show a $50 million mansion. Like, what the hell? I don't even get $1 million in a lifetime.
Right.
But to have $50 million to put towards a house, how much fucking money does this individual have, man? You know, that's not including the car. That's not including furnishing that $50 million house.
Exactly. Keeping the bills up.
You know? This ain't no God. This is a nightmare, man. This is hell.
That's how you know Jacob's in that deep delusion, man. Like the brother Koch, it's like Karatazar said, me personally growing up, man, hey, you got down there 7, 8 people sleeping in the goddamn living room and shit.
Yep.
They look pallet.
Yeah, pallets on the floor.
Then you got Jake, man. They coons for these different companies, man. All right. There's one individual, I was just recently working for. Basically I made it like a little joke, but he's like, "Hey, man, no joking on the job." I said, "Damn, you can't even enjoy your life, while working, man. You can't be in your gladness and work at the same time, man. Okay." But it lets you know how through Jake is, man.
Yeah,
all right.
Man.
You guys put your all and your trust into a society that's been BSing you.
Yeah.
All right. And that's basically just hate you, man.
And then get mad at us. They get mad at us when we tell them, "Hey, man, it's something greater for you that awaits you, man.
Yep.
All you have to do is basically give your life away, and sacrifice your life towards Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Jay. Like, I don't know, man. I gotta work, bro. I gotta pay these bills. Right. You don't think that we doing the same thing?
We all got bills.
We all got bills, man.
We was thrown in captivity together. Got some?
Yeah, I
I got the word subject.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Grab that,
read
Baruch.
Yeah, read.
It's Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power.
Well, yeah, it says, today we in our captivity. We've been held captive. We're in lockdowns, and we're subject to payments. We have to always pay off some type of goddamn bill. You got your phone bill you got to pay for. Oh, and like we said, this lockdown has showed us truly that they don't have to put a phone bill on us. They don't have to give us all these different light bills and things of that nature. Now, we do consume energy, and we know that, of course, at the end of the day, whatever you run and consume, you have to compensate for it. But these prices really be high as hell compared to truly what they have. They could really charge people $10 a month for phone bills. Charge people $600-$700 for these apartments. But they charge you top dollar, and they know, because this is how they do it. They do it by zip code. They know, all right, in this this facility, most people, the median amount of income is $50,000. So we're gonna make sure that everybody has to pay this apartment complex, this apartment. They all right has to pay around $1,200, $1,300 a month in order to live and sustain. And most people want to live closer to their jobs and things of that nature. So you got to pay top dollar if you're making top dollar. Mm-hmm. You know, that's why you see even the middle class is just as broke as the low class. Yeah. If you're making $60,000, $70,000 a year, a lot of them don't even have $1,000 in their bank account because the car that they're driving, because the house that they're living in, because of the bills. Like I said, on top of that, the debts that control their life. And it's the same thing with us, man. We're subject. We can't never pull out of these different payment plans, man.
You can't.
And it's not enjoyable. You can't never enjoy your life. And Esau knows you can't enjoy your life when you always got to pay all these goddamn bills. Because you're always thinking about it. And then say, for instance, you get you a little free time. They might throw you a week or a week and a half, 2-week vacation, you know, for busting your ass for 52 weeks out the year.
Right. Yeah, 1 week.
They give you 1 week, a little 40-hour check. And say for instance you do enjoy that week, well shit, you just enjoyed 1 week. Now you gotta make that 51, you gotta work 51 more weeks on that job to actually get a little week to enjoy yourself.
Hey, you may take off a week, you know, from doing a whole year. It's gonna take you a whole nother year just to catch back up on your bills and shit, man. You know, just to have everything just trying to kind of smoothly. To where you just, you know, just your head a little bit above the water. It's going to take a whole nother year to get back, man. Mm-hmm. You know, just from taking 1 week off, man. You know, that's why we always saying that we desire to be in the kingdom of heaven, man. Because we won't have to go through those things no more, man. Basically, those curses, or these curses that's upon us is going to be reversed onto you, man. You know, you ain't going to be able to have, you know, liberty in the kingdom, man. You know, we were speaking before we cut on the chat. Your only rest day is going to be the Sabbath. That's it. You know?
Yeah, you don't even give us the Sabbath to actually rest. You know? Yeah, Sabbath come, we got to goddamn work.
Yeah, he's on Sabbath.
Mm-hmm. And if you try to even discuss with some of your employers, even discuss your religious beliefs, you know, they look at it like, nigga, that ain't my religion.
You can't tell Esau that you trying to keep the Sabbath.
Yeah, you're like, you know, just trying to, you know, be more you know, holy to the God that I worship. You know, I just want to you know, basically clean myself. I've been going through a lot of things in my past, and I want to be a better person. So I want to keep these days dedicated to the Heavenly Father, to God. I'm looking like, nigga, what?
Yeah.
Now I'm finna work your ass harder on the day that you even think that you're supposed to rest.
Oh, you on Saturday, y'all? Come in Saturday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, matter of fact, I got more work on Saturday. Like, man, what the hell? Well, I'm working harder, because that's how Esau would do your ass, man.
Yeah.
He's sick, man. He's the devil. And there ain't no talking to him, discussing and making him feel bad, have empathy for Jake. He drove our forefathers that was in the plantation working 22 hours a week. I mean, a day.
For a penny.
You know, for
literally.
And not a penny, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, why you think he got empathy for us now? He ain't showing us no type of love. We still in poverty. We're still in these urban predicaments. You know, just subject to payments. Not only subject to payments, subject to the law. You know, highly, you know, heavy drug addiction and things of that nature. So this is a curse, man. There is no blessings in this kingdom, man.
Yeah.
Small.
Read the precept again first before you got the word for it.
This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power.
So when you scattered and you're in captivity and you subject to payments, then it said, then you're under a reproach and a curse. Plain and simple. And we've been scattered as a nation.
Yeah.
We've been thrown in captivity, and we're subject to payments. So we are cursed. And in order to see a blessing, that's when the Lord's going to gather us. He's going to free us from this captivity, and we're no longer going to be subject unto these harsh, you know, tributes. You know, the little bit of money that you're making, a portion of that got to go towards, you know, this pocket of the economy, this pocket of the economy, the military, you know, the medical fields, and all these different things, man. But in the kingdom of heaven, truly our tributes can go to Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
Who we rightfully want to serve and give our tributes unto, who rightfully owns this earth.
Right.
You know, Scripture says, "Heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool." This is the Lord's property.
Yeah.
But we paying some goddamn devil that stole this from another nation, man. These different corporations that Esau has built, whether in New York, you know, or Washington, or here in Georgia, all throughout the United States, you know, these different lands that he built that's not his territory. He stole it from another nation, pushed them out, and he created it off of hard manual labor.
Yeah.
And he made it where the workers and the ones that put forth that manual labor will never, ever get paid enough where they can establish their own corporations. We will never get paid enough where we could start. If you work at a CVS, if you're a CVS worker, you'll never make enough where you can actually, you know, purchase and create your own CVS. You know, if you work at McDonald's, you'll never make enough where you can create your own McDonald's. And that's for all these different jobs.
Yeah.
Look at how much your CEO or your president might make. He makes millions of dollars, man.
Right.
But it's more, or that definition.
Yeah.
You got a lot of these people, man, who just sit at the damn desk all day on a damn, you know, laptop and things of that nature, making more than people who actually put forth the effort to build, you know, Esau's nation up, man.
Yeah. They didn't work. Esau don't work to get those positions.
Yeah.
It's given to them. You know, they don't have to put in that hard work and you know, basically kiss ass, you know, to get to these top CEO positions, man.
Right.
You know,
Inheritance.
yeah, it's inheritance, man, through the bloodline, man.
Yeah.
You know,
This is the word subject. It says person under control or dominion of another.
see, that's slavery, man. That's straight up and down slavery, man. Being subject, you know, because Esau make it. Hey, you gotta have a roof over your head. You know, you gotta provide for your family. You know, your kids, or provide for yourself even. You know, so hey, the only way to do it is what? Be subject to payments, man. Be basically, you know, oppressed.
Yeah, say you want to be a so-called sovereign citizen. You want to go to the middle of nowhere, you know, build a house, you know, and you don't need a license and things of that nature. Esau come on your territory, tear that shit down, and lock your ass up.
We seen that with Black Wall Street.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Exactly.
They wage war with those Negroes out there in Oklahoma, man. You know, they try to create Black Wall Street, and that was prospering. They had hospitals, they had entertainment systems, they had banks.
They had their own schools.
They had schools. They had whites that came from the outskirts to come and enjoy Jake. And if I'm not, when I watched the documentary, they said they dropped bombs on that place.
Oh yeah, they dropped bombs.
They literally dropped bombs on them because they seen that they was waging war and they was building an economy within the economy of the United States that didn't go against their so-called regulatory guidelines. And that was just Jake just trying to get their own. Here they've been killing themselves and their fathers died in order to even get a little piece of the American pie. And they took their talents, they took their wisdom of the economy and exploited it and started their own system. And Esau didn't commit it like, yeah, damn, you know, you blacks did a good job. You know, we're going to actually help fund, you know, make sure that y'all have y'all little city. We're going to try to grow because we know that y'all been going through hell and we took everything from y'all anyways. Let's build on top of it. No, they said we tearing this shit down.
One little small city in Oklahoma.
One little small city.
Yeah.
Because Esau is a greedy bastard, man. Scripture speak about how his heart, his eyes are not satisfied. Even with bread. You know, he wants to mine the moon. He wants to go on out because he really wants to conquer this and take his level of, you know, he wants to suck all the energy out of this world and take it to the universe, man.
He wants to be like the Most High.
He wants to be like the Most High. He don't give a fuck about these American citizens or people in Europe or Africa or Asia. He's thinking bigger than the world, man. Yeah. Brother, have a priest.
And that shit, that shit also killed the ideology of those that think, you know, we should come together, unite, build our own community. That Black Wall Street example should kill that ideology. That should kill. That should cut that. You know, we seeking Yahweh Shem Shai to get to the kingdom, man. That's why we want prophecy. That's why the brother brought out be occupied in prophecy, because we want prophecy to be fulfilled in order to get to the kingdom of heaven.
And Jay would be like, just because they bomb that. I mean, they go. It's like, come on,
They gonna
bro.
bomb that shit.
Slave, man. That's a
Yeah,
slave.
come on, bro.
Or they give you that. Oh, that was back then, but this is now.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
we
why.
all coming together, loving one another. Man,
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
It's
Man.
bullshit. That's why I remember the Bishop of Tagalon mentioned, you know, with these, you know, these black-owned businesses, they be having like 8 to 20 items to sell. You can't, you really can't get nothing from them.
Yeah, right.
Nah.
You know, you go into a black-owned business.
It's finished.
It's finished. The store damn near empty.
Yeah. Cause Esau only gonna give you but
Yeah.
a so big loan, you know.
Then you try to get a shirt, they ain't got your size.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Them black-owned businesses, man, you don't even be wanting to go on some.
Then
sites, man.
they overpriced
Because they got to make a profit.
because they trying to make a profit.
And they getting taxed because when you start a business, you still have to pay taxes. You have to pay a lot of taxes.
Exactly.
You know, you have to turn in your different forms. You know, it's a lot when you actually owning your little businesses. You know, and really Esau, when they create their businesses, they know how to move and snake around the system.
Mm-hmm.
Jake don't know how to do that.
They go straight to Esau.
Mm-hmm. And these little mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
You know, even when you go to certain Jamaican restaurants, they running out of food and shit.
Right. They closed on Sundays and shit.
Yeah, they closed. Like, yo, what's going on, man? You know, this business ain't never gonna get off the ground. You know, it'll be the same little box business for fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
But you'll see, like, Esau, when he started, you know, his mini business, they booming now.
Yeah.
Nike and
Right. Imagine Nike,
Walmart.
Imagine Nike saying, "No, we ain't got no more shoes to sell."
Nah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like Nike.
Meanwhile, we the brothers speaking last week. How can you go to a Benjamin restaurant, Jamaican restaurant, and they say they ain't got no curry chicken? Like, that's supposed to be your main product.
Yeah, no more white rice.
Yeah, like, is you running out of the chicken or you running out of the curry? Because they got chicken and curry every goddamn way. But you ain't go, well, no, we ran out. We ain't got no more of that.
Like, come on, man.
Like, nah, man. But it boils down to what? The curses.
Yeah.
It is.
We weren't designed
That's what I
to prosper in America, man.
Mhm.
That's right.
Kind of, this Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. It says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other."
Mm-hmm. Divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
We've been divided all throughout the different regions of the world, and that was a form of us being conquered. Because there's no unification. Like you have Esau and his G7, if I'm not mistaken, and the G20 summits.
Yeah.
You know, the gathering of the mass nations, and they'll do their discussions. You know, they'll have political heads. They get together, unite, and they'll deal with economic reformations and stimulus and cutbacks and so on and so forth to keep their economy going. Who's the so-called black leader, man?
Right.
Or the Latino leader? Well, now you got the Latino presidents, of Brazil and Argentina, Colombia, and so on and so forth. But they're not the true leaders. They don't know that they're Israelites. They're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, and they're following the plans of the so-called white man.
Mm-hmm.
They're subject to payments. They're subject to their system. Keep going.
It says, "And there thou shalt serve other powers, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone."
Christianity, like I said, the Latins, they follow Catholicism. The Haitians, they in the
Voodooism.
Yeah, voodooism.
Muslims with their cobblestone.
Yeah, Muslims. Which a lot of you blacks are into the religion of Islam.
Yeah, Islam.
And you worship, like you said, the cobblestone, or you wear that big boy cross on your chest. Thinking you're getting some protection. Man, none of those things bring us up as a nation.
No.
Scripture says, "Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired," and that really comes from that one banner of thought and that one banner of mind. And Esau did that deliberately, pushing religion on different religions on all of us as a people, so that we can never come together. Because if we were to come together, it's like, but you a Muslim, and I'm a.
Exactly.
Of course, we Israelites, but just saying that, for example, if I was a Christian, I'm a Christian, you're a Muslim, it's going to be somewhere down it's going to be some type of division. Because my Christian beliefs are going to conflict with your Muslim beliefs. So we can never fully come together. Keep going.
Verse 65. "And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Yeah, and you know, when you play a video game, you can put it on easy mode. You know, that's ease.
That's smooth sailing.
Yeah, just that smooth sailing. Every game you play, you like, man, I'm winning like a month. Yeah, because it's on easy, man.
Yeah.
But in this life, everything is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it might take them 20 steps to pay a bill. You like, man, yo, what the hell? You got to get a money order.
Right.
You know, and then if you don't pay it on time, by this time you got late fees,
Overdraft fees. Yeah.
overdraft fees.
Then when, man, Jake. Just speaking on Jake, we ain't know about credit growing up.
Hell no.
You know,
Damn near learned about credit last year, man.
we ain't know about these things growing up. Meanwhile, Esau can go to a car lot and just say, I want that. I want this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we fucking $10,000 in debt, man.
Yeah.
And Jake, Jake be getting excited trying to buy a house. You know, you think that's really where you know, wealth comes from, is really purchasing your first house, which is going to take damn near your whole life
To pay that off.
pay it
You're
back.
gonna have to sacrifice your whole life in order to pay a house off.
That's crazy.
So you work and bust your ass your whole life to pay off for a building that in the next generation they're either gonna sell that shit or Esau's gonna take it, man.
Yeah.
So we're man, there is no win-win, man. It's a rigged game.
Slavery situation.
And Jake don't like hearing this shit. Jake like, man, see, these guys are pessimists, man. They ain't no winning. Like, bro,
It's the truth.
That's the truth.
we're just being real, bro. It's
Nobody said, come and say smooth things into us.
Yeah,
Right.
come and prophesy smooth things.
prophesied deceits.
Well, forget that, man. We here to tell you the truth, man.
Yeah.
And in order for us to tell you the truth, man, we come in the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Osha, man.
Yeah.
Because it's truth and life, man. If you guys want to accept death and lies and fairy tales your whole damn life, man, it's the spirit of death, man. Okay.
Hey, YOLO spirit.
Yeah, man.
Because to break off that chain, you got to first recognize that you are a slave.
Yeah.
We'll tell you, like, man, we in slavery,
Like,
right?
bro, we
in
slave.
hell. That's affliction, captivity. You know.
Yeah. That's when your journey begins.
That's where your journey first begins.
Exactly.
Recognize.
That's it.
Like you said, breaking off the chain, you got to see how tight that thing is. You got to see, oh shit, it's a lock right here. It's a lock right here. This ain't just a regular pick. You know, you gotta know the ins and outs of the chain that you locked in, man.
That's right.
And that's why you got to know the system. You got to know how it's designed and how it's deliberately created to afflict your ass in particular, you and your nation. And as you educate yourself, which the word educate really goes into bring out, you draw out the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, and you grow in the spirit, you learn how to maneuver and how to so-called free yourself. Scripture say you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, man.
Yeah.
John 8:32.
That's right. It's some more on that.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. It says, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in a doubt before thee.
And we seen those slave shows or movies. You see Jake got a trembling heart and sorrow of mind, man. Jake is always, extremely depressed.
Yeah.
You know, and it be traumatizing sometimes. You'll watch those slave movies, you be like, man, look, I'm about to cut this shit. Yeah, you be like, I'm about to cut this shit off, man. This shit fucked up, man.
That's right.
Cause you be like, damn, I'm seeing me in today's time.
That's right.
You know, it's like I'm seeing how we was living in ancient times, and we going through the exact same.
Yeah,
shit
that's why it makes us, being men of the Lord, so angry, because number one, Jake. Like in the time we're in now, they don't realize that we still going through the same thing, man.
Exactly.
Like, wake the hell up, man.
Yeah, wake up, man.
You know, that's why we get so angry at our people and 2/3 of our people, because they don't realize who their enemy is, man.
And they think of him as a friend now.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
The only one time they really showed the spirit in the movie was Birth of a Nation with Nat Turner.
Yeah.
You know, he got the spirit from the scriptures, and that's how he knew to rebel, man. And he knew those scriptures. You see, he quoted Psalms 149. You know, it gave you that one mic, man. That's why we get to fight back in this system with the scriptures, not carnally but spiritually.
That was it on that.
I got it.
Yeah, we can close on that right there.
Okay, this is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of wrath of the Lord.
Yeah.
They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity.
So that really even shows that money is not the end all be all, even in the society. You know, you just money hungry, And like we say, you make to sustain. We're not telling brothers to quit their jobs and just live, live off the land, be Amish,
Yeah.
No more TVs, no more cell phones, throw all that shit in the trash can, just, meditate, until the Lord comes. No, Scripture says use the world, as not abusing it. You build, we're here, we're men. As a man, or like the word husbandry is the act of planting or really building. When you are tilling the earth, as a husband, you plant and you lay your seeds and you water them for that faith that it'll increase in due time. So you could do your business in America, handle your business. You know what I'm saying? You got certain things that you want to do to try to elevate as a man, handle that. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the end all be all. That's what our mind should not be wrapped around. It's balance. You shouldn't be constricted and fully hypnotized and mesmerized with everything that comes with the society, because we know it's a big ass facade. Exactly. It's like you got to be connected but still disconnected simultaneously. So if you see the cord chops that you wouldn't expect, you be like, I wasn't even connected to this shit anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like if you have a chick, you dating in your relationship, but you like you into her, but you like really at the end of the day. I know these women. What they call it purple pill. You got red pill, you got blue pill, and you got purple pill. Purple pill is like, really, I know these women hoes anyways, but I'm just dating. Red pill is like red pill, they don't deal with chicks on a whole, they just just be popping them or whatnot. Blue pill, they just that's a full scale simp. But the purple pill, you just like, I deal with women, I'm in a relationship with her, but at the end of the day, if she turn hoe or she turn wicked, it's like, bro, I was already all these women hoes. So it's just like, that's how you should really be purple pill to this world, man. It's like, I'm here. If I would have got fired, you're like, shit, I was expecting to get fired any goddamn way.
Get another job.
I just get another job, just go on to the next one. If I work there, I'm gonna work it. I'm gonna do my best. But if they fire my ass here for some bullshit, shit, I just move on to the next, man.
Because these times too showing that the economy about to collapse anyway. So it's best not to be invested in the first place. Love not the world.
Love not the world. Neither the things in it.
That's
so
right.
The lust of the heart, the lust of the eyes, man. The pride of life. We don't pride ourselves in this life. Shit, we lost our lives. Scripture says, "He that loseth his life in this society shall gain it." Our lives don't really exist there, even though we're breathing and pumping blood. Do we truly enjoy ourselves?
He's just another number in our society.
That's all he is, man.
And that's how he sees us. Just another
number,
damn slave, man.
Just a fucking barcode. Like we already got the chip any damn way, man.
Yeah, Social Security now.
Yeah, well, shit. Yeah, that's the first stage of the chip, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's why we, like I said before, that's why we just fight and we strive and we give praises to Yahweh Shema. Shall we still show our appreciation to the Lord, that the Lord did pump his spirit within us to even give us a glimpse of the hope, to fight for that hope and to be prisoners of hope, as it is written. Be prisoners truly of the Lord. Because we really want to be subject directly unto what he gave us. Scripture says we bought with a price. So when it comes to finance, I just say like financial dependency or spiritual dependency and all these different things, we put all that and know that we're indebted unto the Lord, and we rightfully and we gladfully serve him, because we know that the return is not bullshit, so to speak, as it is with Esau. Esau returned you a taxes that you already worked for and you were supposed to get, at the beginning of the year instead of the end of the year. The Lord said he's going to give you everything, man, plus more.
Right.
He's going to give you your life, everlasting. He's going to give you women in abundance, riches. You ain't going to be able to break the law.
Right.
So you never go off and you'll never be subject to another ass whooping and subject to another captivity. And that's where the prophecy says in Corinthians, "Oh, death, where is thy sting?"
That's right.
It will never be able to sting us, and we'll never feel that bite of oppression again.
That's right.
So hopefully this was something that edified brothers. We're gonna end by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash.
That bonus to the apostle that was a great millstone. Shalom, Amaki.
Shalom.